Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Kayfabe Podcast. Have no fear, your councilman and the greatest tag team on the internet is here. The councilman, sweetest ooze, honey is here, and this is a very special edition for us. I don't normally get too excited about things, but when I found out this special guest was coming, I got very excited because I am still a huge fan of this person. If you are a fan of WWE, if you're a fan of wrestling, this has to be one of the most, and this is, I don't care what no one says, I'm not gassing. This is one of the most charismatic wrestlers I have seen in the last 15 years. And so I'm so glad to have him here today. His government is Patrick Clark, but for a lot of us, you may know him as the Dream, the Velveteen Dream.
Yeah.
I wish I had purple lights. This would look so much better.
I had mine ready. I had mine ready to go. I was excited. Councilman was like, change of plans.
Yeah,
man,
looks good, guys.
Yes, indeed. Glad to have you on the show. But, first question we always have to start off with is, how are you today? How is Patrick Clark, a.k.a. Velveteen Dream, feeling today?
Patrick Clark, I am doing very well today, and all is well and well indeed. So I couldn't be any better. Thanks for asking. How are you guys?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Just excited to have you here.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
fan.
Yes, indeed. I'm doing well. I live in downtown Gotham. As you can hear in the back, you'll probably hear a lot of that. Horns, ambulances. Batman's not here though. Just crime everywhere. So that's what you get for living in downtown Los Angeles, man. But let's go ahead and jump into this though. So for those that may be a little bit behind, if you could just catch people up, what are you doing currently right now? How's everything going? And what is some of the most recent stuff you've been up to?
Well, I live on a farm, so I live a simple life. I live a farm life. I try to stay out of the way, try to stay under the radar, and just keeping to myself. Most people know me from the WWE and my time as a professional wrestler, and I gave the first, uh, well, all of my 20s. I gave all of my 20s, mainly the first half, 20 to 25, to professional wrestling. The last 5 years of my 20, like I said, I've been living a simple life on a farm. So turned 30 in October. That's a pretty big event for me.
Oh, yes.
Other than that, I really have no complaints. God is great.
Indeed. Yes, sir.
Yeah. But let's take it a little back with the whole wrestling. Now, are you a movie buff by any chance?
No, not at all.
So I asked, have you ever seen the movie Brown Sugar?
No.
Okay. Then this question goes even better for me because you don't know where it came from. So one thing I always like to ask people is, when did you first fall in love with professional wrestling? And what about it captured your heart to, even start that journey?
Well, that's a great question. Great follow-up. I started watching wrestling when I was 8 years old. What really attracted me to it and captivated me was the production of it all. Undertaker was one of my early favorites, and then Kurt Angle, and just the way that they perform, the energy, and the showmanship of both of those different characters. Completely polar opposites, but the showmanship really just captured me. Yeah.
Showmanship is definitely something that you know very, very well when you were that character, Velveteen Dream, and captivating the audience with all the charisma. But piggybacking off of Councilman's question, Mr. Dream, what's a hobby or other passion of yours that others or fans would be surprised to learn about that they may not know of?
I like to work out. I'm a simple guy. Like I said, I watched wrestling when I was 8, started watching when I was 8. Got the opportunity to work with the WWE. My first contract at 19 years old. And I ended that relationship with them, a working relationship, at the age of 25. So the last 5 years of my life, 25 going into 30, it's the first time in my life where I've really had the opportunity to explore who Patrick Clark is without professional wrestling in his forefront. So I've gotten into a little bit of farming, a little bit of photography, videography. I'm loving the influencer life right now and learning how to promote, not just promote myself, but promote other talent in wrestling. I'm currently working with MCW Pro Wrestling, formerly Maryland Championship Wrestling, but now just straight MCW Pro Wrestling, located in Baltimore, Maryland. So that's where I'm spending a great deal of my creative juices, my brain power, and my physical energy. Yeah.
Love
Gotcha.
that.
And farming wise, what are you currently farming these days?
Well, currently, my cousin, he runs a garden. This is a family farm in Culpeper, Virginia. And I just help him. I'm what you would call a woofer, a farm hand. I help
Yeah,
him in his day to day, whatever he needs help with, but he doesn't ask much of me. Um, I, like I said, I'm blessed. I live on a farm. I don't have to worry about anything, not a bill, not a
mm,
responsibility. I've been given the opportunity to come here, reset my life, and to be as productive as possible. So, as far as the farming goes, that's my cousin, Farmer D. That's his world.
mm,
I'm just very blessed to live in it. Yeah.
gotcha. What would you say is one of the like favorite things that you have about living on the farm? I know, like you said, getting to reset and relax, but what's something that's just like you're out there and you could just feel that absolute joy while this is happening?
Oh, the peace. The peace. I grew up in Washington, D.C., Northeast D.C., and living in the city like that, particularly close to the White House. I always tell people the closer you are to the White House, the more closed in, the more secretive, the more uptight the people are. And the
Yeah,
further you are, especially the further you get out to your side on the West Coast, the more relaxed, the more peaceful people seem to be, the more connected to themselves and not work. So coming from that chaos, from that city life, and being able to come to the country, it's just complete night and day difference. Just complete night and day. I can go outside um, any time of day I want and not have to worry about. I mean, I'm on private property. I don't have to worry about anything, anybody. I leave my keys in the car when I go out to the
oh,
store.
it's one of those. Okay.
I
Yeah, I'm
like.
just at Panera maybe. I thought I thought that this was gonna be 6 p.m. Eastern time, not Pacific time. So I got to a different spot a little bit earlier, Panera Bread, and worked on my laptop for a little bit. Left Panera Bread to go to a different store, left my stuff in there for about 30, 45 minutes, came back, it was still there. I mean,
That's a whole nother level of peace of mind
just
Right.
complete
on
peace
that.
of
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
That's
completely opposite of the chaos of professional wrestling too. So I mean, I'm
yeah.
just in a different space in my life.
Yeah. See, I'm working this hard to get your life. That's what I want. Just
Hey,
for
and
you.
Same.
that's why I try not to lose sight of the gratitude of it all. I mean, I could
Mhm.
be in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, in 90-degree weather in the middle of the summer, laying asphalt. But I
Yeah.
get to wake up every day to the fresh breeze of God's country called Pepper, Virginia, with not a care in the world, and every opportunity to get it right.
I
Yes,
love,
indeed.
I love that.
Now, a little birdie told me, I don't know how true the little birdie is, but they say you're a fan of fishing. Is that correct?
Okay. Uh, no, you got to stop listening to those birds, especially the ones on the internet. I'm not a fan of fishing. Again, I've had the opportunity to explore myself outside of pro wrestling, and if anyone knew me before my WWE departure, you would know I was completely, totally addicted, obsessed with professional wrestling, making it in pro wrestling, particularly WWE, and finding fulfillment there. I found that fulfillment so quickly that now, I mean, fishing is just something that I've explored. I wouldn't call it a hobby. I wouldn't call it a passion. I wouldn't even call it something I enjoy. I more enjoy the peace of being out on a boat in the water and just the sound of the waves.
Connection to nature.
Connection to
Yeah,
nature.
I'm just, just the connection to the
Hmm.
higher power is just where it's at for me.
I love that. Ooh,
I
I
love
love that. I just got chills. I just got
it.
That's the
And I'm
vibe.
just envisioning it too. I'm just like, man, that sounds amazing right now.
Mhm.
But just to kind of blend the two worlds, if there was someone that you know from the wrestling world that you wouldn't mind being a part of sharing that piece with, is there anyone in mind that you would have wrestler wise that you would share that piece with?
Like a fishing partner.
In the fit, just on the boat, listening to the waves, just relaxing, or you know, like, hey, I'm okay with this person. Safe, we are both taking in the moment like we should.
It would be a little selfish to not say everyone. I mean, I wish everyone in wrestling and out of wrestling just had the opportunity to explore that piece. And I don't think, well, I can't speak for other people. For me, I don't think I would have had the opportunity to enjoy this piece or to even explore it had it not been for me realizing fulfillment in pro wrestling. You, the question specifically a pro wrestler that I would have on board, uh, anyone who feels fulfilled and doesn't feel like they have to chase, because that addiction to the success of pro wrestling, to find fulfillment, however that may be, whatever success is to the professional wrestling individual, that that's like a gnat that keeps buzzing in your ear. You can't get rid of it. You know, like I said, pro wrestling is the opposite of peace. It's chaos. So
Mm.
you really got to find fulfillment. You got to not feel the need to be available for professional wrestling if you really, really want to enjoy life and peace in any capacity. So, I mean, I can't think of anyone that I know personally that is still currently in their pro wrestling journey that has one found fulfillment and two is truly ready to volunteer themselves to the peace that life outside of wrestling has to offer.
Dang, it's incredible the way you put that, because like if you know the stuff like behind the scenes when it comes to wrestlers, like
Mhm.
all of that really sits like that. Like, yo, it especially being in that race of trying to be the best, trying to get over, trying to make sure you're good. It's like most of them really don't have time to stop and smell the roses, especially even something like have to take a break off television. And it's like I know a few of those friends, and they're just so like they don't know what to do and they don't know how to be still. And it's just like, yo, just relax. Like, it's okay. Like, no, I need to go hit the gym or I need to go do this. Like, yo, bro,
Yeah.
like, you are good. Like, just take
Yeah.
it easy. And it's like, yo, like, you're right. A lot of people need that. Like you said, if you could invite it, was like, yo, invite everyone just to be able to come experience this. Cause it is, yeah. Wow.
I think that's where you crack the code energetically too, because if everybody had been able to have the ability to think that way and take their time and everything, maybe things wouldn't be so chaotic and so stressful. You know, it's more so about the intention you put into the energy of every day. So I really love that answer. That was awesome. But Dream, I have a question for you as well. So we like to talk about dream matches and fantasy booking and things like that here as well. So I have my question is you get and I'm gonna give you a scenario first. So you get one dream match in any era of wrestling history. What era are you choosing? And who is your opponent? And what type of match would it be?
Really good question. Well, I'd have to say, oh, okay. Um, Kurt Angle. He can have a great
Mm,
match with anyone. I was
mm,
thinking Mr. Perfect. Um, but in order to work Mr. Perfect and to enjoy that type of performance, I'd have to be the hot baby face, and I'd much rather be a heel. Um, Now Kurt, he can have a good match. He doesn't really commit to heel or baby face. He's just a wrestling machine. Uh,
yeah.
Energy is going to be right. The intensity is going to be right. You're not going to have any holes. So I would say Kurt Angle, and if in any era, this era. I think all the other eras, have defined themselves. They're spoken for. I think there's no better time than the present.
Mm,
Um, and I think that the current landscape of professional wrestling needs the type of intensity, uh, character driven intensity, and self-respecting performance that the audience deserves. I
Yeah.
think Angle and I could do that
I
today.
think I think that would be pretty much the like match of the night right there. Honestly.
Promo
Now,
work
So
alone.
so now what kind of match would it be? What kind of match would you want to face Kurt Angle in this fantasy booked dream match?
an I Quit match.
Oh boy.
Let's
Woo!
just do whatever we want to do, and
Oh boy.
let me
He
do the
went
old
there.
let me do the old tap out. I quit. Tap
Yeah,
without saying I quit. He keeps
yeah,
Yeah.
cranking it. He lays down
Yeah.
on doing the
And he,
Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 21. I quit. I
yeah.
quit. Yeah, that'd
Oh
be.
man.
oh,
Oh, Kurt Angle and Dream and Velveteen Dream in a I Quit match. Yeah.
yeah.
Take all my money.
Take all my. Would there be a title on the line if you had to put?
No, that wouldn't matter to me. No, just the opportunity.
Straight wrestling.
The one-on-one. You know, that's all I want.
Sometimes those were the better matches. I think a lot of today's fans in wrestling, a few of them, not a lot of like not all of them, but a few of them have kind of lost that whole thing about not a title doesn't have to be on the line for the match to be good or intense or you know what I mean or just like a lot of the hype. Sometimes all it takes is just two intense amazing studs or women superstars as well to just go at it, and that's all you need. Sometimes when you saw guys like The Rock and Stone Cold go at it, you didn't really need the title. It made it good, but just them alone, and Macho Man and Hogan, Triple H and The Rock, things like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that would actually be a pretty cool scenario. I like that choice. Good
Yeah.
answer.
Thank you.
Who and I quit? Man,
I just see it already being a style of like the one that he had with Shane and King of the like. That's automatically
Yeah.
the kind of match I
yeah.
saw in my head, just straight brutalized.
It's the build up for me though. Like all the promo work weeks before the match
Mm,
in the
mm.
ring with one another. Like yo, like just I know the two of y'all would cook in promos together.
Ugh.
Like this would just be like, just the way your mic skills are, and then the way Kurt Angle responds to stuff. It's like, yo, this is finna be incredible. Because that was one of the one things I enjoyed about you. It was like when you beefed, especially as a heel, it was like these breadcrumbs, and you knew exactly how to nitpick at everybody's weakness that brought something out of them
Mhm.
every time you interacted with somebody. And I was like, every time I watched you wrestle, it was like, yo, if he won or even if he lost, the person he just went up against just elevated a little bit more by interacting with you. And I
Mhm.
loved seeing that every Tuesday when I used to watch you, especially on the Black and Gold brand. I was just like, yo, so just what you telling us that with Kurt Angle, I'm just like, oh my God. That would, for me, that's still the show. I'm like, yo, if they don't main event that because of a title on the line, that's gonna be the show stealer, no matter where
Mhm.
it's at.
That's the one. That's the one. That the title matches after, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna follow that."
Right, right.
Follow that, MFers. We
Yeah,
they put that on a shirt at one point in NXT right around the time AEW came around. Go figure. But yeah, follow that, motherfuckers. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, I love it.
And we'd have definitely been like, I mean, that title match was all right, but the match before that,
Well, the title is a gimmick. It's it has its purpose. Normally, it's to enhance a storyline or a character. The title is used as an enhancement, though. It's to help
Yes,
make something better than what it is on its own. Uh,
right.
you see a lot of that these days. So just keep that in mind, those who are watching. The title is a gimmick. Yes.
yeah. I started to notice that too with like folks that we interview and talk to more. Like when we do these fantasy bookings, like we've really noticed like titles don't mean that much to y'all. As far as like, like some were like, okay, like Sheamus, for instance, has never captured the IC title. But it's just kind of like if speaking to him, they're just like, I'm not tripping. Like if I can get a match, I'd rather have a match with this person and it just be that. I don't need a title on the line,
Mhm.
to your point. But now sticking into the fantasy booking though, I did want to ask this. Now, because of the agility and your in-ring ability, I always thought of like, yo, he would kill it in battle royals or the Royal Rumble. And so I wanted to know for you, let's say for instance, there's a Royal Rumble with over 100 wrestlers from every era, every promotion, no limit. And who would be the final four and who's winning that Royal Rumble?
Ooh.
Well, what would the Rumble be for? Would it be a Royal Rumble? So there'd be like a title opportunity at some point.
Or
I would say I would just say a main event. I would say the main event, main stage. If you want to put a title, it's up to you. I'm leaving that open to you.
Okay. Well, if it's for a main event, that's a great question. I enjoy watching Mr. Perfect. I say Mr. Perfect. I think he does great in battle royals. Let's see who else. Mr. Perfect, Kofi Kingston. Battle Royal classic.
Yeah.
Then the Big Show.
Ooh.
Joe. And who else?
Who?
Who? Well, we already got Kofi, so I don't know. I can't think of who my fourth man would be, but I'll tell you why I say Big Show, because I think it's a shame that Big Show never wins any of the Royal Rumbles. He did the Andre thing, I think, one year. Yeah, I think it was way too late in Big Show's career to give him a Battle Royal. But I would love to see Mr. Perfect, Kofi Kingston, Big Show, and for the hell of it,
Hey.
I don't know.
I was gonna say again.
Hornswoggle. Why not?
See, Dream's all about Mr. Dream's all about pure entertainment, and I'm here for that.
Yeah, let's see what these three professionals can do.
Let's have a Big Show and Hornswoggle face off.
It's literally
the final two.
They did it with Omos and
Microman and Lucha Libre.
Yes.
That was phenomenal. That was fantastic.
Yeah, that's good. That's entertainment, like you said, and that's what I'm all about. Presentation. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now, who's winning?
Yeah.
Big Show.
Big Show.
Hands down.
He deserves a Rumble win. He deserves a Rumble win.
Yeah,
he definitely did. I wonder.
He worked so hard for so long.
It's so crazy that you brought that up. No, why the hell didn't they have him win a Rumble? Like they always made him the obstacle that everybody had to work together to get out. Like they did the same thing with Yokozuna and stuff like that. But why that man never? Okay, I guess
missed opportunity.
Definitely. All right, Mr. Dream. So I have an interesting question for you as well. One would say that, especially in your time with NXT, that you were definitely a promo king. At least we believe you were. If you had to currently cut a promo on your younger self, what would you say?
Cut a promo on my younger self. Well, that's funny you put my feet to the fire. I don't think I'm very good at promos. I think I was able to lean heavily on what people imagined or whatever they connected to. I think I was able to rely heavily on that to at some point when people like you, you can do just about anything, and they've already made up their mind about the situation. So, and that works vice versa. I do, at least. So if I were to tell myself anything, my younger self, probably be a heel promo. It probably, have some sort of energy similar to that of the infamous Stone Cold Steve Austin or with Steve Williams ECW promo. Where I'm telling myself, you can't trust anybody, you gotta stay, but that'd be more up the Velveteen Dreams alley anyway.
That would be. It totally would fit.
I don't know if I'd be learning a lesson and all that, but that's definitely what I tell myself.
Nice. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, but honestly, the work that you did, that I watched you do when you were in NXT to me was like 5-star every week for me personally, because it was just so entertaining and you just exuded that aura, and you just had the work ethic, you were the look, and it was just went perfectly. Like it was just awesome. Like I just loved watching it. But that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. I wonder what I would say to myself if I cut a promo.
Hey, I cut promos just about every day, looking in the mirror and stuff. You know, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So I try my very best to stay in the game because I still help people, and you know, I want to be in the best shape mentally and physically, so I can help those that that want it. There's a lot of talented, you know, very well deserving, hardworking individuals out there that just with the right platform and the right support behind them, I think could surpass anything that I did by light years. I'm telling you.
So if can you think of a promo you've told someone inspiration wise that kind of stuck with you that was like, dang, I just like mic drop. I just did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. There's a promotion called C3W. This Washington D.C. DMV based, and they were having a show somewhere in Jessup, Maryland, maybe 2-3 months ago. There's a guy named Reggie Collins. Great guy, Reggie Collins out of West Virginia. So we're talking at this show, and I'm trying to get him to understand, the importance of crowd work, paying attention to your audience in a live setting and being able to pivot, very much like comedy, being able to hit your beats, but allow the audience's reaction to dictate the speed in which you hit your beats, hit your marks, and whether or not, you add or you subtract from what you've already planned. And as I'm telling Reggie Collins this, I bring up John Cena and I hit him with some John Cena line about ruining pro wrestling. And as soon as I said that, the guys queuing up the music before the show starts, for whatever reason, they start playing John Cena's music. Now we're outside having this conversation, and I hit him with this line. We're talking for like 15 minutes, and I hit him, hit the line, and as if we had, planned it in a live setting, John Cena's music hits, and I just look at Reggie, and I give him the Cena salute, and I walk off. That, that to me is, divine planning.
Outright.
Planning.
Mic drop. I'm done.
There, see ya. Time to go to work, and just go out. So. Yeah, that's probably my most memorable.
I love it.
Yeah. Honey, you got any other questions?
I have so many, but it's like I'm scrambling and I can't think of one to pull out.
Please, I'm here. I'm here for the questions. So I mean,
let's see. What oh, so you recently because I wanted to mention this briefly. You recently, when you had a return kind of moment at All Caribbean Wrestling for Philly Weekend.
yeah.
I was actually there for that. I was there assisting Boss Lady TK, and we were there supporting the professor doing commentary there. And I got to tell you something. When your music hit, the air in the room completely changed. How do you navigate reading the room like that, as you just previously mentioned as well, like being able to just affect the room like that with your theme music alone, and they know exactly who's coming out? Like how do those moments feel to you, and how do you adapt to the audience and then get into dream mode when you're going into the ring?
Okay, well, first and foremost, honor and glory goes to God on that, for blessing me with favor amongst the men and women. And secondly, I got to give a little credit for WWE allowing themselves to be a conduit of that favor. WWE is the greatest production machine outside of Hollywood, and their ability to highlight an individual talent weekly and sometimes bi-weekly, sometimes, bi-monthly, for them to be able to highlight someone at any time and space that they decide to, and that individual based off of production and promotion, for them like myself to be able to garner any type of legitimate, tangible support and to be able to monetize and market that, to me, it just blows my mind. So I just, credit to God, credit to WWE. I did nothing but just showed up and, gave my best effort. To be able to walk into any room and to affect them. Now you know, that's probably what I think is the most important aspect to the professional wrestling job. Not
Mhm.
just professional wrestling, but anybody who wants to take themselves as a credible entertainer, you know, and move successfully and progressively in any space. I think you have to be able to manipulate a room full of people, and I think you have to do it with your nonverbals better than you can do it verbally, because you won't always have the opportunity to sell yourself and articulate who you are, where you
Right.
come from. You won't be able to connect verbally all the time. Some people, don't have the ability to do so verbally, to connect verbally. So I think the ability to just walk into a room and to get the people's attention, like you said, from just the few notes of a theme song, I just I'm grateful for the opportunity to have the opportunity, if that makes
Right.
sense, to even be called to be that person. I mean, I don't think that that's a natural thing to
Mhm.
do. I think it can be a learned talent, but it amazes me just as much as it may amaze you to get the reaction and get the feedback and the response. I still don't know what to do with it most of the time. Uh, I try to leave leave the people I interact with a positive experience. At least I've learned to do that now. It wasn't always like that, trust me.
Yeah.
Anybody in like recent years, like in any promotion anywhere in as far as professional wrestling, as far as what you watch, um anybody you have your eye on that you think is like really hot and is like on the right path of like being able to adapt to the audience, such as you mentioned?
Um Anyone I know personally, no. At the
Mm.
moment, no, not right now, because it takes and hey, you don't know what you don't know, and I've been blessed to learn from some of the best. This isn't a hobby, but a secret talent. I'm a sponge. I can retain information like you wouldn't believe it, and not only retain it, but apply it in a way to where it's it's practical to at least me, specifically
Mhm.
wrestling. I spent 4 years under Shawn Michaels. Now, Shawn works with everyone. He has been since 2017 when he came in the door, but I was able to have Shawn in my life in a teaching capacity, um, Monday through Friday. Um, how many hours I couldn't count, and be able to spend time with him personally and to be able to pick a Shawn Michaels brain, not just as a performer, but as an executive, someone who actually, and a creative, someone that actually puts together segments and has a I don't need to speak for his track record. We know Shawn Michaels' work. So to be able to
Mhm.
learn from a guy like that as a sponge and be able to take it and parlay that into my own success, I think I'm very fortunate to have had that and to been able to, like I said, parlay that into something meaningful. I don't think
Mhm.
there's many people that even have the information, half the information that I've learned from Sean. And not just Sean, I mean Norman Smiley, um, Paul Levesque, Triple H, Terry Taylor, Robbie Brookside, Scotty Tuhati, Matt Bloom, just years, decades, centuries of not professional wrestling experience, that too, but centuries of performing in front of a live audience,
Right.
knowing all the do's and the don'ts, knowing what sounds mean as far as decisions that need to be made, I don't overthink when I go out there. And I think the less things you have to think about, the easier it is to just give yourself almost carnally, and just allow your flesh to do the moving, allow it to be muscle memory. And I think when people, audience members, people that pay their hard earned money to absorb that entertainment, I think when they see you doing that and you're having a good time while you're doing it, they have a great appreciation for it.
And like basically sponges learning from sponges, because
Yeah.
those names that you listed, they were all, workhorses and sponges of the game
Yes.
that got the tutelage from someone else who did before them, and passing it on you. That's such an important thing, especially in this community and generation.
Yeah, we need more of that. Less gatekeeping, more sharing. Each one teach one, and we can grow together.
You heard what he said.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, that is going to wrap up this episode of our Kayfabe podcast. But before we get out of here, though, I always do like to have our give our special guests a chance not only to let people know where to follow and support, but any final remarks to leave with our Kayfabers, because you obviously just dropped a whole bunch of gems on us, great fantasy bookings that we definitely gonna be talking about for the next couple of weeks. But we always like to allow our special guests to be able to leave something to us to keep us going. So anything you'd like to say to our Kayfabers?
Kayfabers, keep kayfabe alive. It is not dead. We can all learn something from Netflix. Don't worry about it. The future is in great hands. As far as I'm concerned, I just want to say thank you guys for the opportunity to be a part of the podcast. Thank you for extending your platform to me and being so open and welcoming to my story. And to you Kayfabers out there, you can find me on social media at Patrick Jr. at Patrick Jr. on Instagram, and FKA The Dream on YouTube. But please don't follow me. Follow God. He'll take you a lot farther than I will.
Ooh, that's it.
Glad we asked that question. Oh, glad we asked that question.
Ooh, my heart.
Man.
I feel so full. Thank you for that. It was so great having you on the show. You gotta come. We would love to have you back again as well.
Anytime, just let me know.
We most certainly will. We will definitely take you up on that. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for checking out another edition of the Kayfabe podcast. Please be able to make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can always be able to. Oh, we gotta get off. We gotta get off of it.
We gotta hit that. Yes.
Day has been made.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, and we will catch y'all next time. Peace.
Yes.